Floss Tube, it's me, Green Tigress Crafts, coming to you guys with a March update. Third time's the charm, so I'm hoping this video goes okay. So yeah, let's dive into it. Okay, so thanks to this lovely pandemic that we have, I have been currently off work since March 16th. So, but in that time, Brittany has put out a small cell that is now completed. But I started this in March. I finished it, I think, the 2nd of April. So, cue the squirrel. And where I'm at. Or finish. Yep. Starting with the moose and going around this way. We have Monty the moose, linking the lynx, Toucan Sam the toucan, Belinda the koala, also known for named after Belinda Ozzy Stitcher. We got Gother the goat, which Gother is a 7 Deadly Sins reference. Tafiti, Esme the elephant, Wile E. Coyote, Stitcher the cockatoo, Patty the panda, Lemire the llama, and Leo the lion. And I made my tigress green. So I am somehow going to incorporate the names either into the framing, or I will backstitch the names somehow, but that's my finish. That over here, that over there. Okay. Again, I am a mess. But moving on to whips. This one I was working on earlier today. This was also Mount Everest. This is my green tiger. You know by clicking on my little image icon, or I will insert a picture of what the cover is supposed to look like and where you last seen it. And yes, this is where I'm at. Now, I was stitching on this earlier today. I use this for Mount Everest because this is 4 years old and I'm not even halfway done with it. But did 1,000 stitches, and this week I posted this as my number 2 top whip. So, and working on the Beast's 21st birthday. So far I have done 819 stitches. Sorry, it's in the hoop, but yep. I'm in that nice spot where you have blocks of color with just enough confetti so you don't get bored with the blocks of color, but also you don't get so stressed out and frustrated with all the confetti. So once I hit more confetti, I'm sure I'm going to slow down with that one. But until then, it's fun. And this one, my familiar cell from Brittany that I'm working on, and I will take this one out of its hoop so you can see it. I'm currently working on it. It maybe got 100 stitches in it tonight. But where you last seen it, and where I'm currently at. And honestly, I know I didn't have this bird done, so, but I have Levine about 2/3 done, or maybe 1/3. But yep, so far, I'm naming these critters after Disney characters as best I can. I also know I did this for farm. Animals that reflect the farm. But I don't know if I told you their names or not so far. So, we have Felix the cat. We have Thumper, Zazu, and I'm currently working on Levine. It might add a little crown. Anyway, that is where I currently am at. I need to get 500 stitches in total. Then I need to bring the border down. So that will, I tend to save the border for pinley stitches, which works out because it works out. And I did have these all pulled out and organized yesterday, but recording this did not work with me. The prompts was stitch a project that's spelled cage. So it is awfully blurry. Oh, I'm sorry. So I stitched it was mostly this block, but I used C for cauldron. A and E are in Halloween, and there is a ghost. So, where you last seen it, and where I currently am now. Yep. This is 32 Legacy from Petrolist Plus. It's my favorite neutral. But yeah, with the 4 stitches I did for cage, I was able to finish this block out. I need to finish this thread because it's driving me nuts. And I'm putting stuff away as I go because, actually no, I'm just going to put them together in a pile. Okay, this one I'm going to insert a cover picture, but this is my Princess and Unicorn chart. I use this prompt for stitch on something they could hear in the parade back in the end of February. Yeah, I think it was the last week of February. I was in the process when I did my video last time. I was in these wasn't started yet. But, are you last seen it? But, are you last seen it? And where he is at? Come on. Focus. Focus. It doesn't want to focus. But yeah, I'm finding I'm substituting more colors than I thought I was originally going to have to, but I will eventually get to the DMC of this pattern. It really is pretty, and I think once I hit, I'm either going to speed up when I hit the dress, or I'm going to slow way down. Okay. And last week's prompt was stitch something that reflects the outside. So I pulled out By the River, and this is out of Ultimate Cross Stitch Oriental. So I will say I was originally going to work on Twilight Dance, but I went to go start and it's like I just wasn't feeling it. I was feeling the blue one, and the blue one technically I can get away with because it's got a whole bunch of flowers and leaves, and there's grapes. So where you last seen it, and honestly, I don't think I touched this since I started it. And where I currently am at, so basically I worked on this underside of the border, and I did all those leaves. If I could get away with backstitching, I backstitched what I could, because this piece, probably a third of it is backstitched, and I don't want to save it to the end. Also, last week was stitch on something from a male designer, which I had to think long and hard of what I actually had. But I remembered I had this one, or had this book by Ed Hardy. And I did start this one, and this was one of my first medias in 2016. I did start him. I will insert a picture where you last seen it. As I struggle to pull it out of its bag. And this is currently where I am at. Yeah, I originally started this pattern when I bought the PDF book. Do not buy the PDF. Just don't do it. Unless they have improved it. It's just a waste of money, because you can't. The symbols are small enough, and so you go to enlarge them and they just get blurry. So you can't read the PDF. The book, you can actually read the book. So that's where I currently am at. There's a lot of confetti in those eyes and nose. Just so you know. And there's a lot of confetti up in the screen top. I'm like, yeah. So I got my little over 300. It's like, okay, break. And this one, this prompt was something with words, and I also used it for tattoo. It is Joan Elliott, Creative Dog, because it is so true. And my lamp, my stitching lamp, is killing this lighting, but it's too dark in this room without my lamp. So where you will last seen it, and where I am at. So I know I misread the prompt. This was the one where he had a spell cage as well. I originally did 400 stitches. Then for the wording, then took a break, did the next prompt, and I came back and I did 300 because I kind of like a puppy paw tattoo, and this is the only one that I had that had a puppy paw, so it got an additional 300. And I think I'm roughly about halfway done. Ooh. There you go. And this prompt, I don't remember what this prompt is. It could be something for Under the Sea. But I pulled out my Sea Goddess by Joan Elliott. I think this was end of February. Where you last seen it. And where I am at. I think I just did roughly 200 or 300 stitches, and when I did my working copy, this is the page break. So that is where my Sea Goddess is. Y'all like my hate box? No, this is a puzzle box that I have the puzzle put together and glued, and it's framed hanging up behind y'all. So, and when did I go to Texas? Hey, Liza. Anyway, this is my Impossible Love. I will insert a cover picture, and where you last seen it here. And threads galore. This is currently where I am at. I have, if I can get it to stabilize, I have a mermaid head, I have a mermaid shoulder, and I'm assuming all this dark is the side of her hair. So, yeah, Pattern Keeper is making this a lot more enjoyable because her hair is 50 shades of greens and blues. And okay, in March is my birthday month, so I'm trying 9 plus something again. Honestly, I stopped counting at 30, 31. I stopped counting. But got for my birthday, and this is a Ladybird Stitcher who introduced me to Heaven and Earth's Belle. So anyway, Ladybird Stitcher introduced me to the fact that Heaven and Earth had put up new star keeps of princesses. I don't know who the artist is. I will insert a cover picture because I don't have a printed picture of it. But for my birthday, I started it. So, yeah, this is, please ignore my dogs. And sorry if your dogs are going at it now because they don't know how to be quiet. Maggie. But anyway, yeah, this is the entire length all the way across. I am missing some stitches because there's 10 skeins of color that I do not have that I need for this pattern. So yeah, so I put an order into 123 Stitch, and I'm currently waiting on that. But yeah, this is 2010 stitches on 22 count Hardanger. I am going to cut the pattern roughly in half, just below the spread of her skirt. So that is my surprisingly very fast update. For my birthday, when I placed my order, I needed some floss for my bell, and I needed a lot of 3750, and so I bought like 5 skeins because I had none of my normal DMC. I had 1 skein in my Love, which I used, so I replaced that one. So, and while I was on it, I decided that I needed this one, Little Hells Needleworks, One More Stitch. And this one's been in my inventory for a while, but I kept hemming and hawing. It's like, it's so expensive. It's so expensive. But One More Stitch. Come on. Zoom. Focus. 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 But yes, I'm not going to do the alphabet at the bottom. I'm just going to do from the grass and up. But I've been wanting this one for a while, but I couldn't bring myself to spend that much for a project, not realizing it comes with the floss. I'm like, oh. So that made me feel a lot better when I opened this package up and it's like, oh, it came with floss. I'm okay with that now. That was my birthday. So, and how Garrett and everybody else does the whole fancy floss. But these are all classic Winks? No, Colorworks. Classic Colorworks. So, yay! I have a full kit. I just need to get some fabric for it. This might be a mania start. We shall see. But other than, you know, those, which I stitched for School of Magical Stitches. I'm not in any other groups. And honestly, once this whole fun jazz with COVID-19 settles down and people can get back to normal life, I don't know if I'm going to have the time to devote to all these different stitch challenges. So I'm just sticking with School of Magical Stitches, and yeah, it's working out. But I have been crocheting as well. I have one sweater that it's almost done. I've got one half, I just need a couple more rows, then I need to finish up the other half, and I need to sew them together, and it's getting a little warm for that. And I have been working on a wrap. I still had not putting stitches in today, but I find crocheting outside is a lot easier. And yes, I am unraveling this. This was a failed attempt, but I love how the colors, so I'm just pulling those out and using those as my, not floss, my yarn. There are 4 different colors of crochet cotton, and I have a really bad tangle here, guys, sorry. Okay, apparently this video is short, but it's very choppy. So my failed attempt, I wanted to do a shawl, but I wanted to start from the bottom and work my way up. So I was decreasing and going faster, and I got so far, and I just had, it was like, this is gonna be a cape before it's to a shawl length. So I've been unraveling it, and this is what I'm currently at right now. This is a very, very fun boho piece. And I gotta be careful because my sleeve is currently attached. But I stitched the back first. And this was where I started pulling. I put the darker on the bottom because darker just sits there on bottom than it does top. So I stitched that panel. Then I stitched this front half of the wrap. And it's a tie around, so it has a very long strap. And I had so much of this green color that it started off this panel. Then I went into more fires, then went to Mexico, then I ended up in Valentine's Day. This is the sleeve. Yep, this is my sleeve. I'm intentionally leaving it open, so if I want to, I can just flop and be decorative, or I'm gonna take and crochet a cord so I can lace it if I want it as a sleeve. And this is going to be 3/4. But yep. So this has been my outside project. Where I live, I only have one neighbor, and she's my neighbor on top of me. So that's like in danger of being in that 6 feet or 2 meters distance. So yeah, that is pretty much what I've been working on. I've been trying to be good. I've been trying to keep a house, do the dishes daily. Still getting used to the fact that I have to make my own lunch, because at work, when I was working, they had a cafeteria, so I could just buy my lunch and on my merry way. So, so anyway, this is a short video for me. I might try doing a weekly blog just to keep up with the prompts. I don't know. You'll see. I might experiment. I might not. I've been on Zoom a lot. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. So, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for watching. Listening to this crazy girl and her stitching. And I will see you guys hopefully in April. Or, no, we are not. We are in April. I will see you guys for May. I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do for May. I might do Mania. I might not. We shall see. Anyway, stay safe. Stay inside. If you don't have to go out. And stitch so you don't kill people. Bye.